Testing, Gracie. Thompson. Number 7, Toby DeWitt. Number 8, Nelson Forbes. Number 9, Emerson Forbes. Number 13, Zach Multi. And number 14, Brandon Chapman. Their coach and team manager is Jim Burkfield. Okay, now for the Think Web Horsham Hornets. Number 4, thanks to the Exchange Hotel, the skipper, Mitch Martin. Number 6, thanks to CBS Financial, Cody Ryan. Number 9, Harley Pope. Number 12, thanks to Total Tools Horsham, Jack Hobbs. Number 20, thanks to the Holy Trinity Lutheran College, is Ryan Pitzner. Number 21, making his hometown debut, Freddie Brew. Number 23, thanks to Spin Rifles, is Max Bryan. Number 25, Adam Shack. Number 30, thanks to the Natty Hotel, Matt Lovell. And also making his hometown debut, number 32, Mitchell Amos. They're coached by Sock Pepper, assistant coach is Matt Lovell, team manager Tim Lloyd and Damien Scurry. Can all please stand for the national anthem?
Good afternoon, Hornets fans. It's John Fitzgerald here, joined by the lovely Matthew Grace, as we broadcast the Think Web Horsham Hornets taking on the Mount Gambier Lakers at the MG Field Hornets Nest. It's a buzz in here, Gracie. It's exciting to be back. We've had a few delays this afternoon with the border, as things are, but how are you going today?
Oh, I'm going really well. Obviously, come back from the Hamilton tournament this morning, Fitzy. Thankful that I get to see our first home game of the season.
Absolutely, and we'll have CBL Lady Hornet Georgia Hiscock join us throughout the afternoon as well to give her insights on what's going to be an amazing matchup here. We've got a couple of young guys making their hometown debut for the Hornets in Freddie Frew and Mitch Amos, and they got an absolute roar when they got called out in the crowd earlier. It's fantastic.
Oh, it's great home support here for the first game, which is fantastic to see. Basketball's back in a big way in Horsham.
Absolutely, and we'll be broadcasting every home game throughout the season. It's going to be a good one. Now, the Hornets had a very tough loss last night to the Warrnambool Seahawks. It was a tricky game. We lost. You'll see Matt Brown over there on the bench with the crutches. We lost him towards the end of the game, but they fought back. Mitch Martin shot a three-pointer on the buzzer and got the margin down to 1 point. So it was a solitary point that they lost by, but a fantastic effort. And, of course, the women had a tough game against the Mermaids down there as well, Gracie. But, there's a buzz in the stadium, as I mentioned earlier, and I think everyone's keen to get stuck into it.
Oh, absolutely. You just look at all the young support down here as well. So got some of the young girls over there on the sidelines and under 18 boys around, a few of the 16s. So it's really good to see, Fitzy, that they're coming out to watch their, I guess, their heroes, you'd say.
That's right.
The guys they look up to.
They've come to watch you in the broadcasting booth. That's what they've come to do. And, of course, we've got Isabella McIntyre on the camera over there. She's not listening to me, but she'll be amongst the coverage as well. But as I said earlier, we'll be broadcasting every game live. We're going through YouTube this year, a little bit of a different platform so we can get the 1080p, the high definition, because you've got to see this guy in HD. It's beautiful in real life.
It's if you say so.
Yeah, it's all right, I'll say so. But as you mentioned earlier, Gracie, I think Coach Bembo's looking a little bit nervous about this one. Obviously, we had the delayed start, a few issues at the border there, but they're going to want to get out to a fast start, the Hornets.
Oh, absolutely. He's been pacing up and down and very restless, but I'm sure once the game gets underway and that first basket's made, he'll settle those nerves.
I think so, absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see who he starts as well. We've got Harley Pope out there. He wasn't there last night, so a little bit of a different mix. Very fast team, expecting a fast-paced game, and we'll get a good look at Mount Gambier as well, because, of course, we take them on over there next weekend. So as long as we get past the border, we should be right to have another look at them next week.
Fingers crossed we can get across, but as you said, we've obviously lost a bit of height with Brownie and obviously Tim Wade not playing today, Fitzy, so it's going to have to be a fast break sort of game from the Hornets.
Absolutely, but look for those young guys to get plenty of minutes out there and try and run these guys off their legs. It's going to be a fantastic matchup, and thank you for those that are joining us. Perhaps leave a comment somewhere if you are tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. The YouTube platform still a little bit new for us, but so far so good as the teams go back to the benches and we're looking to get underway. Sunday afternoon basketball, Grace, is nowhere else you'd rather be, right, than right here watching the Hornets play.
Oh, nothing better.
Except for maybe watching you play some one-on-one.
Yeah, maybe at halftime.
A lot of in-jokes on the stream. You'll get used to those as we go. But it is good to be... It's good to be back, guys. Like, let's be honest. It's been a long couple of years waiting for the return of the Hornets to the nest. As I keep saying, there's a buzz around the place. There's a lot of juniors in watching. It's just great to be back after the couple of years that we've had. And obviously, we've got the new coach, Scotty, stepping up from the legend, Timmy Pickett. He's here watching in as well. Big step up for Scotty after many years in the junior program, Gracie.
Oh, absolutely. As you said, we've had guys like Tim Pickett and Cam Bruce who were in the previous, CBL team that played, and now we've got all these young guys. Fitzy, it's good to see.
That's
Some
right.
of these juniors you've coached and have come up through the ranks.
That's it. We've had our first comment. Thanks, Aussie McKenzie. Yeah, I thought they were going to have good commentators as well, but they got stuck with us, unfortunately. So hope you enjoy the game and hope things are going well over your way, my friend. But looking to get underway. Looks like Scotty's going to stick with the same starting lineup from last night with Mitch Martin, Max and Cody Bryan, Matty Lovell for some experience, and Jake Hobbs. He was solid under the rim last night, Gracie, making good positioning.
Yeah, scored some nice points and hopefully get a quick start here for the boys.
That's it. And you'll notice that the Lakers have only got the one sub. We believe there was a bit of a mix-up with something at the border, so they'll be looking to get out and run and push them throughout the game. But
Absolutely.
Let's get this one underway. Been waiting for this moment for a long time. Cody Bryan wins the tip. See what the Hornets are going to want to start with early. There might be a couple of nerves playing in front of the big home crowd, Gracie.
I think there will be. Some experienced heads though with Hobbsy and Matty in the starting five will help.
Obviously follows his shot in. The Mount Gambier boys looking to crash the boards early.
I think it's something they're going to have to do with his undersized Horsham lineup.
I think they're going to have to try and control the pace of the game. That's a nice move there. And a foul by Brad Jackman. Excuse us if we muck up these names. They put him on the line for two. And a fast start by Mount Gambier looking to attack that paint. Maybe try and get the big boys into foul trouble, Gracie, might be another way they can try and combat the Hornets.
Yep. Yeah, trying to attack Hobbsy under the ring and...
Makes 1 for 2. And that was one thing. Once the Hornets got running last night, they actually opened up the floor quite nice. Got some easy shots, but they tried to settle it from early in the game and run a couple of these plays, get that corner three going.
Got some very good shooters and some nice defense there from Mount Gambier.
That's right. I mean, they've come out of the blocks pretty well for a team that's been in the car for so long, but turnover there. And Cody Bryan's looking to go the other way. This is the way the Hornets need to play. They need to get moving, get up the court and push these Mount Gambier players with that one sub on the bench. It's a bit of a nervy start there from a few of those players with the Hornets, but they'll trust their systems. Nice hezzy there. And Zach Nolte gets it in for 2, and a quick start by the Mount Gambier Lakers. That's the move right there. Looking for Hobbsy in the paint. Didn't get the foul called there. I'll tell you what, they're looking for him inside early, and I don't mind that tactic.
Very, very good tactic. He's a big body under there.
And there's a 3-point ball from the parking lot. Mitch Martin cleans it up, and this is where we've got to run in transition.
They're on it early defense-wise, man, Gambier.
Very much so. Get out to those shooters. Go Max Bryan with the one-on-one. He's good in this situation, and rejected back into his face. He recovers the ball. Oh, Matty Lovell can't buy a bucket either.
Very, very nervy start from the boys.
That's it. That's all right. It's a home crowd. It's the first home game of the season. There's people everywhere. We've had the delayed start, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Pulls the trigger there, Jackman, and the rebound by Cody Bryan. They're looking to run. It's good.
Nice move there by the two
beautiful.
big
And
guys.
Cody Bryan, almost with the and one there, but that'll put him on the line. Hopefully the Hornets can open their account. Coach Bembo's up, and he's pacing already, Gracie.
He is. There's obviously something he doesn't quite like.
Misses the first one. There we go. Open the account for the Hornets. And Gambier off to an early lead. Both teams looking to push the floor, Gracie.
Yeah, they're very
There you
nice
go.
steal there. by
Back the
Cody.
other way. Nice. That's a good defense there by man Gambier, and the
done,
smart
Mitch.
play by Mitch Martin gives the Hornets another chance, but
It's a very nice knock out of the hand there as he was going for the open layup.
full credit to man Gambier. They've come looking to play. Traditionally, they are a very strong side. A few differences in their lineup tonight, of course, but nice move there. Max Bryan from the corner. Very nervy start, Gracie. I mean, I'm feeling the nerves as well.
Yeah, I think the crowd is as well. There's not much.
Pulled up three.
Chatter
That's a
in the
statement
crowd.
there. Toby DeWitt. You're going to have to cover that 3-point shot. And it was very similar to the game last night against Warrnambool, Gracie. The other team got off to a bit of a head start, and the boys kind of settled into it.
Yeah.
As a lot of our squad parents will know, Horsham's a slow starter usually, and many levels off the mark there. DeWitt putting the moves on Cody Bryan. The Gambier boys are moving the ball really well. Oh, and a turnover there. The shot clock was ticking down.
Man, Gambier ball.
Right in front of the score bench there, and Coach Bembo's not going to be happy about that one. Yeah, like I said, Gracie, man, Gambier's come looking to play.
They're. I don't know. It usually happens when you're the underdog and got a few out of your team. You sort of tend to lift.
Nice D by
by
Hobbsy
Hobbsy.
there. Now they've got to get out on the break. Max Bryan, Cody Bryan's running with him, and a beautiful finish there. Max Bryan, that'll get the home crowd fired up. Just what we needed. If you get him out on the break, Gracie, they're going to be hard to beat today.
Very much so. Especially when you got someone as tall as Cody who can run just as quick as Max.
Absolutely. The Bryan boys played a lot of basketball together, as you'd imagine.
Those backyard battles would have been nice. I believe we had a bit of a
We did.
banter between the two in the domestic finals a little while ago.
Actually, and
Who the better Brian was.
the boys will talk it over. Actually, a bit of history I forgot about during the grand finals of our domestic competition. We did discuss the Bryan matchup and who would have taken
Yeah.
the chocolates at home. I'm not going to say who I think, but probably Dad, actually. B. Bryan, he's in the house somewhere. He'd probably show him how it's done.
Exactly. He'd rough him up, that's for sure.
Yeah, but so we're very nervy start almost for both teams, Gracie. I feel like Mount Gambier is capitalising on their possessions at the moment, but you'd almost feel like the Hornets should be up at this point. with
They
all the,
should be.
All the possessions they've had.
Yeah. They've had a couple of nice turnover, like steals and fast breaks. It just it's got to settle just a little bit.
Tell you what, I am very impressed by the crowd that's in here. Don't forget, keep an eye on the Facebook, the paper, the radio, everywhere for the next Think Web Hornets home game. Of course, the Amcal Lady Hornets last night in Warrnambool, but we'll have our massive home game next Saturday night, the 18th, against Terang. We've got all sorts happening that weekend, so make sure you come in early, Grace. It's going to be a bumper crowd for our first double header, the men, women both playing on the one night. That's going to be a cracker next Saturday.
Absolutely. I can tell you from experience, you don't want to get locked out of the stadium.
Yeah, that's right. A mid-range shot there. The Hornets boys aren't getting that rebound.
Sort of all just
points.
They're all sort of just waiting for someone else to grab it on.
And Ollie Thompson capitalises on that second chance points. It was a bit the same last night against Warrnambool. Nice move by Mitch Martin. They're finding Hobby. Just can't get it in.
Cannot buy a basket at the moment.
Can't buy a basket. Maybe that rings a bit off. We'll check it at half time. But man, Gambier coming back the other way.
Is that why we miss all our baskets domestically?
That's a different story. Toby DeWitt pulls up for another three-pointer. Cleaned up by Hobbsy. And the Hornets boys have got to get out in the break here. Running the other way. Nice little pull up there by Max Bryan. There's one guy you want to get fired up and get on a roll. It's Maxie Gracie, because he can get you a lot of points very quickly.
He's a very good confidence player, that's for sure.
Right. See here, as you'd expect, Gambier's trying to control the pace of the game a little bit, save their legs. Nice defense by the Hornets there, and Matty Lovell comes away with that off the bad pass. Oh, Mitch Martin looks to take the three. Oh. And almost the turnover there as Harley Pope enters the game. Talking about guys who can change the pace of a match, Gracie. Harley Pope is one of those.
They've gone to a bit of a smaller lineup, bit of a quicker lineup.
I don't mind that at all. There are a lot of boys who can play all 5 positions on the court right now. See, another waste of possession there. Gambier's just starting to control the game a bit. Still 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Another corner three there. Another offensive rebound by Mount Gambier.
Yeah, they're definitely winning the rebound battle at the moment.
They're pulling the trigger on those three-pointers. I tell you what, if you're open, you shoot the ball, but Max Bryan pull the trigger, and that's how you do it. Nice shooting by Max Bryan.
That ties the game all up. They've just sort of settled back down a little bit now, the Hornets.
So I said that big home crowd's intimidating here, Gracie, at the MG Field Hornets Nest. We love it.
Great defense again by the boys, and Mitchie on the...
Here we go. Here's Harley Pope. 2 steps and he's in front of everybody else. What a pass.
Dish.
Nice work by the Hornets boys. Beautiful finish there. Getting everyone involved. That's what we like to see.
That's what they need to do, just to... nice block by Cody.
Statement by Cody Bryan. Harley Pope's going the other way. A lot of these boys have played a lot of basketball together, so they know where everyone is on the court out there. Cody Bryan doesn't give that one up. He's pulling the trigger and rims out.
Two in and out so far. It's unlucky.
Off the glass.
We see them a lot in the domestic competition, especially the B-grade men.
We won't talk too much about the B-grade men, but that's a nice little pull-up shot by Brad Jackman there.
Did they count that as a 3, did they? They must have.
Oh, Harley. Nice move there. Matty Lovell. The veteran gets some points on the board, and Gracie recently played. He played his 150th game for the Horsham Hornets. Another milestone that we'll be celebrating next weekend at the MG Field Hornets Nest. But yeah, fantastic stalwart for the Hornets, and unfortunately had to wait many years to play that 150th game, but lots of love to Matty Lovell. Good D there by the Hornets.
Oh, he's banked another one.
The one off the glass.
Brad Jackman.
I'll tell you what, he's not afraid to pull the trigger. I don't mind that.
He's making it rain.
Swear by Matty Lovell. Gets that one to drop, and the Hornets are starting to settle into this game a bit more, Gracie. Yeah, just relaxed a little bit, and it's basket for basket at the moment. Just need a couple of stops just to get out by a little bit. Ooh, nice defense by Mitch Martin. Here's where they'll look to run, the Hornets. Bryan boys sharing that ball around. That's a beautiful finish. A foul. And one by Cody Bryan. That's what we like to see. The Lakers will make a sub, as will the Hornets. Getting some more speed out there. So Ryan Fitzner checks in for Matt Lovell.
Ryan's another one that you've coached, Fitzy, and's come up through the ranks. He's really dedicated to his basketball.
That's right. And he's earned his minutes and earned his spot in this team as well. We've got a lot of bright young players coming through the men's and the women's program in Horsham, which is brilliant. Cody fails to complete that three-point play, but man, we're just talking about Ryan Fitzner cleans up those boards, and the Hornets will get a free look at it here. There you go. There's
Great
your shot.
pass.
Good shot by Ryan there, but he'll keep pulling the trigger on those. Very good three-point shooting team, the Hornets, Gracie.
They are, indeed.
That's some tough defense by Ryan Fitzner. Doesn't look happy. He's a ref himself, so he's not allowed to mouth off at him.
No.
Apparently.
No, he better not. I don't think our ref coordinator, Beck, would be impressed if he did that.
That's right.
Shout-outs to Beck. I hope she's having a good day in she's at Ballarat, isn't she,
That's
Fitzy?
right. We've got quite a few players. 5 players, I believe, now. The training for the Country Metro Challenge. So shout-outs to those guys and girls down in Ballarat. As boys come back the other way. That's Hornets basketball right there. They built themselves a nice little lead, Gracie. 5 points.
Yep.
Coach Bembo looks a little bit more happy with that.
Very nice. Good defense has led to these fast breaks.
That's right. Cleaning up those boards. There's a little defensive.
Oh, and Harley
Pope
that
gets
man
up.
can jump.
He can. It reminds me of yourself a little bit there, but
It was a long time ago.
quite the athlete, Harley Pope.
Oh.
I was just about to say, he just needs a little bit of confidence to get into the game, but I don't think Scotty
And
was too
Freddie
worried about
Frew's in for his first minutes, Fitzy.
Freddie Frew and the home crowd. I think the home crowd's 90% Frews. They're all pretty pumped to be here and watch Freddie come onto the court. Good to see him get some minutes out there. Freddie, of course, one of our under-18 athletes who's earned his spot in this squad as well.
Another very dangerous three-point shooter as well.
Absolutely. And here we go on the break. We'll look to get Freddie in the game here. I reckon we've got 30 seconds left on the clock. The boy's going to look for a corner three-point shot here. There it is, Harley Pope. Wide open and makes it count. And like I said before, confidence player, Harley Pope, you'll love that. He's got 10 seconds left in the first quarter here. Lakers will look for a final shot. Toby DeWitt flips it up. Lakers are going. That will be the end of the first quarter. And I tell you what, Grace, it was a shaky start by the Hornets. They sort of settled into the game, though, and that was fantastic. What did you see there in that first quarter? Give us your analysis. Mr. Matt Grace is the analysis man, so throw a couple of things at us.
Yeah, look, man, Gambier obviously come to play, Fitzy. They got off the bus and we're there ready to go. So, and they crushed the boards early, and they just, the nerves for the Hornets were there evident early, and then we settled down nicely, and that fast break basketball, it's unstoppable.
That's very true. And like we were saying earlier, look for the Hornets to try and push the ball. I'd say that's what Scotty's trying to tell them now. Capitalise on those defensive possessions, clean up the boards and get running, because they're going to be hard to beat, especially with Gambier only having the one sub. But what we might do is we might do a substitution at commentator.
We better get Georgia in here.
We'll get Georgia Hiscock in. Doing a little bit of a sub, and we'll switch up commentators throughout the season, of course, and get some analysis from both sides. Jump in, George. You're live to several thousand people around Australia.
Give the people what they want.
Exactly right. So thanks very much for joining us. Of course, Georgia is a big part of our AmCal Lady Hornets, and we had a game last night down in Warrnambool. It was a tough road trip, but any feedback for the watchers?
It was a tough game. It was hard to lose, but I think, when we get them again at home, we'll top them, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good playing at the Hornets, especially with this crowd in. I mean, how about that?
Yeah, especially for a Sunday.
Especially for a Sunday. Again, what else have we got to do other than actually have probably basketball practice? But otherwise, it's fantastic. But what have you seen in that first quarter? I think it took the Hornets a little while to get settled in.
Yeah, for sure. The boys moved it really well once they settled in and got their plays set. It's a really good team effort. It's really nice to see the young Brian boys step up as well. Yeah,
I know a lot of battles in the backyard. We spoke about that. We've spoken about that a few times on the stream. Who would you have in a Max versus Cody battle in the backyard basketball? Obviously, street rules in the backyard.
I would have said Cody, but after that first quarter, I'll put my money on Max, actually.
Yeah, okay. He's a competitor, that's for sure. Max, you see that little look in his eye. Lakers will get it back underway. Toby DeWitt, he's going all the way. Flips it in for 2. And of course, a bit like the men's Hornets team, we've got a lot of the young juniors coming through the ranks on the ladies' side as well. It's been fantastic to see, and a good mix this season.
Yeah, it's really good. It's nice to see the juniors come up through the ranks, and they're fitting in quite nicely.
Yeah, definitely. And Cody Bryan flips up that 3-point shot. Freddie almost got cleaned up there. And again, these boys and the girls as well, they're working hard at training. They're earning their minutes, which is the cool thing. And Gambier goes back the other way. That's a lovely corner 3 by Ollie Thompson. I love seeing this, Georgia. I love Freddie being able to run the court, set up the play, get him involved early.
Yeah, it's nice. The boys have got full confidence in everyone on their side.
Cool. Mate Lovell's caught one to the eye there, and no love from Matt McLaughlin, the ref. And Free with the big steal in the backcourt. The boys looking to run that ball and just can't buy a bucket. It's a bit the same last night, wasn't it?
Absolutely. They've done that well, though, the boys so far. That movement down the court.
Yeah, getting out and running. Good D there by Freddie Frew. Clogging up that paint. The corner 3. Bit of a rush shot there. The Hornets going to look to set something up. Here's Freddie. Confidence to take that 3-point shot. That's what we love to see.
Right shot.
Nice move by Cody. He's hard to stop in there, I'll tell you what.
He is.
You're that tall and you got those moves.
Got very slick handles, these Mount Gambier boys.
They do, and they love to shoot that 3 ball off the mark on that occasion, but yeah, they're competing very well for a team that sat on the bus for however long before they got here. Nice move, and Hobbsy, he still hasn't hit a layup, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And of course, George, I want to get your thoughts on the new team captain this year, Mitch Martin. You've sort of been through the junior ranks with him quite a bit. What can you tell us about Mitch? Is he pumped to be the captain this year? A bit more responsibility?
Hopefully it makes Mitch mature a little bit. No, Mitch is very deserving of the captain of this side. He's come through the ranks with the likes of Tim Pickett and Cam Bruce guiding the way, and Matt Truss out there as well. So, you know, he's had great leaders the whole time, so it'd be really nice to see him step up and take on the captain's role.
All good there. Little scoreboard update. As the man Gambier looking to shoot that 3 ball, they're not afraid. Pump that up, and the boys are going to keep running. Here's Freddie on the break. Looking to go up and under. Oh! And the nest is alive.
I think he surprised himself there.
I think he did. Of course, he learned that move from me, but don't laugh, that wasn't funny. Anyway, that was a brilliant move, opening up his account. Freddie Frew, showing that he belongs out on that court. That is just fantastic.
I wouldn't mind that as my first 2 points, that's for sure.
You can see that's already led to some momentum on the defensive end from the Hornets, and a shot from the car park there by the Lakers. And again, the Hornets are out on the break here looking to run. Nice passing there by Matty Lovell, and Max Bryan's going to go to the line. And the man of the moment, Mitch Martin, is subbing in right now. And how about that 3-point shot that he shot at the end of the game last night? Basically a full quarter 3.
Only Mitch would hit that shot.
Only Mitch would. And actually, before we talk too much about that, what about the hairstyle? Are we just shaking our heads, or have we got any feedback?
It is terrible, but I think the more we say how awful it is to Mitch, the longer it's going to get and the worse it's going to get.
That's very true. Might have to get his mum and dad up here at some point to comment on the haircut, but Maxi hits that first shot. Misses the second, and Lovell cleans the boards up. Mitch with the deep 3-pointer.
He does that very well, I must admit.
He does. He's got some range, and say what you want about his haircut, he can shoot the 3 ball.
Thank God for that.
Speaking of 3 ball, another quick one by the Lakers, and they're living and dying by that 3-point shot. And the Hornets looking to run the break.
They're looking very composed out there, the men.
Yeah, it's taken them a bit to settle into the game, hasn't it? And there's a turnover. Some bad passing out there, but they have definitely settled into the game. Max Bryan gives away the foul. Yeah, they're sort of starting to pull away, but haven't quite convincingly done it just yet. We've got time out here, and I'll talk things over. But yeah, very bright start to the Hornets, and of course we're excited for the first women's home game next Saturday night, the 18th. It's going to be a big night against Terrain. Of course, we played them a few weeks ago. But you're getting excited about that game already. It's a bit crazy to see about every weekend. You get a bit out of routine, don't you, without the a couple of years of COVID?
You do. But it'll be nice to play in front of a home crowd and get that atmosphere going again. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And as we've said a few times, there's a bumper crowd in for a Sunday.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's fantastic to see. The Hornets nest is buzzing at the moment, and just good to be back.
Absolutely.
Really.
It is good to be back. Good to see some familiar faces again.
Yeah, picking out a few in the crowd there. It's hard to see from this angle, but as I mentioned, there's Frews everywhere. There's Timmy Pickett's here, Cam Bruce, Robbie Fry, all the boys are in.
Yep.
It's good to see, and of course a big shout out to the Amos family with Mitch making his debut tonight. Another great story through our junior ranks, playing his way through and hopefully earning some minutes tonight, but just great to see it's alive and well in Horsham.
Yeah, absolutely, and just a family that's been so involved with the basketball here, from squad to domestic, and helping out and everything. So It's really good to see.
It's a big commitment. Of course, Craig's your boss, isn't he? So you have to say nice things about him.
A little plug there for Craig.
Yeah, we'll keep things above board. So we've got 6 minutes to play here. I think the Hornets are going to want to capitalise on the extra subs. Of course, fatigue starts to settle in for Mount Gambier, but we've got Ollie Thompson on the line, shooting 2. It's the first one. This is the second, but they'll get another look at it, Mount Gambier. That corner 3, still off, and Ryan Fitzner's going to look to go the other way. And you see the boys are ready to run. They've had to drop a few back on safety.
Yep.
Nice work there. 2 won't count, but they've drawn the foul.
Mitch draws those opponents so well to open up his teammates.
He really does. He loves to get through the paint and draw the contact. And of course, if you are tuning into the stream, tell us where you're tuning in from. We've already had Aussie McKenzie chime in. Georgia, he's had a dig at the commentator. So we brought Georgia in, mate. I hope that's a little bit better than Matt Grace and myself. Gonna pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah, ready for it.
There you go, those extra passes. And Cody Bryant from the corner. Can't get it to drop. Ollie Thompson's pushing it back the other way. And a little spin move there, and he gets it in for 2. And just keeping the flame alive a bit there for the Lakers.
I think he might have hop, step, jump there.
Yeah, just a little bit. There's a nice ball moving there by the Hornets. And great cutting. Yeah. Ryan Fitzner gets the contact, but not the call. And Mount Gambier's looking to chip away at this lead. Off the mark there. And again, the boys are looking to run that break. Mitch decides it's time to bring some control in, but Ryan Fitzner's not going to give that up. I'll be getting into him about that afterwards.
I think that'll be a big part of the boys' game this season, is really running that floor. They've got all the young boys who are more than capable of doing it. So
absolutely. It's always been their strength, the Hornets, and that's what people love to see, isn't it? Get out, run the floor. Tough defense there by the Hornets boys, and tightly contested shot. Here we go back the other way. We've got 4 on 2. Nice passing by the Hornets boys, and Max Bryan finishes that off, and it's a thing of beauty. The Bryan boys on the run. Nothing better. We should update our score, but I've been slacking off on that one. Just been enjoying the game too much, Georgia.
Nice D. Mount Gambier have come close to their shot clock a few times now, just by the sheer pressure the boys have put on. Great
call, and that's a tough shot. Just forcing hard shots. That's what it's all about sometimes. Trying to block up that paint, force them to shoot that 3-pointer. Boys looking to keep moving that ball around. Who's going to shoot the 3 is what we're waiting for. Oh, Ryan with a little turnover there, and Hobbsy's given away the foul. But we have to give a quick shout out to Change Our Game as well, Georgia, with some funding. They're able to make this live stream happen, of course. Doing some great work out there for diversity and equality. So big shout outs to Change Our Game for helping us make this stream possible. And we're referencing that throughout the season. And we'll get plenty of the CBL Lady Hornets on the show. Of course, yourself and Beck won't be too far away. And Who else can we get on there? There's a few personalities on that team.
Sure is. I think Emma Ida would be a good one to have on.
Yeah, good call. There's another three-pointer by the Lakers. Goes missing, and Matty Lovell's looking to control that ball a little bit. There's that corner three. He's not giving that up. Mitch Martin.
Doesn't often miss those.
It's the haircut, I reckon. He's a bit rattled there. Oh, some tough defense again by the Hornets. Looking to force that outside shot, clean up the boards. Gee, there's a tough shot, and two by Nelson Forbes. Bit acrobatics there to get that one to drop.
Was a not very pretty 30 seconds of play.
That's right. Nice cut by Matt Lovell, and the turnaround jump shot. That is vintage Matt Lovell there.
That is. That's his bread and butter.
He just loves it. He shot a few nice three-pointers in the game last night too, actually. We would never say he's turning back the clock, but... another deep two-point shot. And here goes the boys again on the break. Max Bryan with a couple extra steps there.
Yeah, he did. He got away with it.
I think he might have got away with it there, but isn't what they've got to keep capitalising on to build that margin out.
NBA style four-step layup.
We'll let him have that one. He's talking it over with the boys and a couple of subs. We've got a timeout, actually. No, it's good to see. And like you said earlier, George, it's good to see the boys getting out on the run. That's going to be their strength this year, really, isn't it? Getting out and running fast.
Yeah, they haven't got too many big ones in there. I mean, apart from Hobbsy and, even Mattress and Cody, that's probably their big. So they really need to be able to run hard for the full 40 minutes.
Definitely. A lot of athletes out there. And, of course, Sam Brewer's missing today. He's over in Adelaide training with the Crows, I believe. So shout-outs to Sam. And another athlete that can come in and just turn the game around from speed and just pace up the court.
Absolutely, and the brains that he brings onto this side as well.
Very true. But so what if you were the Mount Gambier coach now, George, what would you be telling to the boys? Like 2 minutes ago, they're only down by 10. They haven't been out of this game at all. Any adjustments you'd make out there, or just keep grinding away?
I would keep grinding away. I would keep someone pretty close on Mitch Martin. I think Mitch is setting up a lot of their plays, like just down the court as well. But yeah, keep chipping away. I'm not sure that much they can do to stop that fast break down the court with the limited players that they do have.
That's it. Unless you're dropping players back on safety, that's going to be the hard one. But, of course, we did mention we're off to Mount Gambier next Sunday, if we can get across there. So we get a bit of a look at them tonight. But, obviously, add another 3 or 4 players into that rotation. They're a whole other team. So it's very important for the Hornets boys to capitalise on today's situation, I guess, to put it one way. Popey's come into the game for a bit more speed. They just get faster and faster as they sub in.
They do. He always looks so relaxed.
He does. That's a nice move there. Getting to the hoop. Ollie Thompson, he's been leading the way a bit for the Lakers. Gee, they've really brought the intensity after that timeout and switched into a zone. Harley with a nice little move there, attacking the paint. It's a nice D by the Hornets. Once again, they'll clean that one up and look to run the break. Here's Matty Lovell flying along the sideline. Give him the ball. Nice follow in there by Lovell. He's feeling the fatigue of last night's game, I reckon. Yet another three-pointer there. Off the mark. And the boys, as they've done all game, look to run back the other way.
Most of the rebounds have gone Hornets' way. They've done really well
They
in
have.
that front.
Clean up the boards. Mitch Martin with that corner three. That one doesn't drop again.
Bit of deja vu like last night for the women.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shots not dropping. Interesting move there. pick and roll doesn't come off. And the Hornets defense has really stood up in this quarter in particular as we've got 40 seconds left to play. Mitch with the hoop and harm almost there, but no dice. Oh, big bodies collide under the hoop, and that's a good second chance there by Brad Jackman. He's trying really hard as the big man on that team. Shot clock's off as the Hornets look to, I guess, go in with a decent lead, George. They haven't really pulled away with this one, though, have they?
No, they haven't. Mount Gambier sure have chipped back, but I think the boys are still looking like the team on top at the moment.
Oh, lovely move by Mitch Munn.
I taught him that one.
I don't doubt that. That's a great way to finish off the first half of basketball. And a few nerves early, George, but they're sort of settled into the game a bit now.
They have.
Tell you what, the man that looks the most nervous is Scott Bembo over there. He's been pacing up the whole game, but now as we go into the half, and before we sub the commentators around again, so again, like we're saying, next Saturday night at the Hornets Nest, the men and the women both taking on Terang. It's going to be a fantastic game, of course. We got the job done over there a few weeks ago, but looking forward to being back on the court with the double header at the Hornets Nest next Saturday night.
Absolutely. It'd be good to see everyone down here.
Yeah, hopefully we can sub Mr. Matt Grace back in. He looks like he's got something to say over there. We can sub you back in afterwards. No, good times. We will.
Oh, I was close. I didn't realise I was supposed to be doing that.
No, we just sort of work it out as we go. No, it has been a very interesting half of basketball by the Hornets as we get Matt Grace back into position as co-host. We've got 9 minutes of half time. We've got to fill in 9 minutes of time with something, Gracie, out there. And like I said earlier, if you are tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. Give you a little shout out on the stream. But
I'm back, Fitzy.
Definitely missed you there, Gracie.
I'm sure Georgia
the
did
big
well.
presence. No, it was fantastic having Georgia in there. She's a great basketball brain. She loves it. Obviously played a lot of junior basketball with some of the players coming through the Hornets ranks. But have you seen the first half there, Gracie? The Hornets are out by 10. Not a convincing 10, but at least they got the lead.
No, they look amazing on the fast break. But just, their offense, they've missed quite a few easy layups, you'd say. Maddie Lovell under the ring before, missed a couple of easy ones. And, look, it's a scrappy kind of game, isn't it? So
just no flow to the game. I think that's probably how we'd sum that one up. And, of course, the Hornets have got to look to capitalise on those fast break points. But, the defence has really stood up for the Hornets. But I'll tell you what, full credit to the Mount Gambier boys. Playing with just the one sub, they've really brought it up to the home side. So it's fantastic to see.
Oh, yeah, they're doing really well. Like, who would have thought they'd rock up with 6 players and only be 10 points down at half-time.
I'll tell you what, while we've got a little break in proceedings, let's just throw over to your good self, Gracie, because we did have the Hamilton Junior Tournament on this weekend. Of course, you were coaching one of the under-16 sides. We had Fab Loricella's team. Have they made it through to the grand final?
They have, yeah. So they're at 340. They play in the grand final against Maryborough. So both of us have already... Well, we both played Maryborough, and they're a very... it's their top team. So they're a fairly handy side in that division. So it'd be... they went down to them by 12 points in the pool games, so hopefully they can improve on that, and who knows, it's they've played well and made it to the grand final. So
it's good to see. It's good to have the tournaments back as well. Of course, we missed a lot of those through COVID, but the under-16A boys are also playing over there. Do we have an update on those guys?
I can have a look, but they did win 3 of their pool games. They lost the first one, and they had a bye, so they'd be in finals. I haven't seen. We'll have a quick look up on that and come back.
And it was great to see last weekend, of course, we had a number of teams go over to the Shepparton tournament as well, and we had a few come back with some success. So good to have the squad basketball, good to have the rep programs back happening again. And of course, we know that it is a slightly condensed CBL season this year, but it's just good to be back on the court. Yeah. Yep. That's right. But as you get those results there, Gracie, it's it is good to see. And we'll be back, as I said earlier, live streaming all of the home games at the MG Field Hornets Nest. It's good to see us back in again. Good times at the Hornets Nest, Gracie. It's been a little while since we've had a bumper crowd in, and of course missed last season due to COVID, so it's been a couple of years since we've been here. Next weekend's what it's all about. It's the huge double header. The men and the women are playing Terang next Saturday night on the 18th. You can't miss this one. We're going to have all sorts going on. We're going to be honouring our life members. We're going to be retiring Tim Pickett's jersey. It's just all going to be happening next weekend. So
really looking forward to it. So, so their semi-finals have just started at 250 for the under-16A boys, and they're down by 1 point at the moment, so early in the game there. So the winner of that game will go through to the grand final. So
that's it.
We could hopefully have 2 teams through in the under-16s, which would be fantastic.
We'll keep an eye on that one. And we've just had the late news in by Kerry Pearce, of course, runs the door on the raffle here. The 2 of the Gambier boys got stuck at the border, I believe. So
yes, I did hear that. So they didn't meet the criteria or something, and they didn't let them through. So
maybe they were too tall.
Maybe.
Anyway, and that's I was sort of talking to Georgia about this. You know, the Hornets boys and the girls got to play Gambier next week, so it's going to be a good chance to maybe get some momentum before we have to play them on their home soil. So it's going to be a good chance to, like I said, capitalise on those fast breaks and that defence and try and pull away in the second half here, because I think Gambier is going to be one of those teams to beat, and any chance you get to, I guess, have an advantage on them, you've got to capture that.
Absolutely, and if there's any fans that are looking to go to that game, make sure you get your border passes sorted and your exemptions sorted out earlier the better, I would suggest. So it'd be nice to have some support over there in SA. So, but
we almost have to go across a week early just to make sure we get across the border. So maybe pack your swag in an overnight bag just in case we get stuck over in Mount Gambier. At least there's a Macca's there, so we'll keep ourselves occupied. But I'll tell you what, let's just talk Mount Gambier for a moment, Gracie, because they are out on the court there. If you were their coach, they're down by 10 points. They're sort of hanging in there in a sense. They've missed a lot of three-point shots. What are you telling them at half-time to try and cut that lead down and maybe get the lead on the Hornets?
I think they're just probably going to remain physical on defence, I think, and not let Matty Lovell's got under there a few times. Hobbsy sort of worked his way in as well. So they're not going to beat us for pace, that's for sure, especially now that they've played a half and tiring a bit. So I'd be trying to get as physical as I can on defence, and even the same on offence. Get the big fella in there and start throwing his body around a little bit. So that'd be the sort of the attack I'd be doing, and slow the game down on their terms. Obviously, they've got to try and stop those fast break scores. 100%.
Yeah, they've got to play the game at their speed, I think, to try and peg that margin down, because we have seen the Hornets can be vulnerable. They've missed a few shots. They are moving the ball around quite a bit, looking for the open three. But let's talk Hornets then, of course. They're up by 10 points at the moment. What's Coach Bembo told them at the half, do you feel, to really break away here? Because there's a good chance for them to go up and perhaps have a 20-point win, which will build some confidence for next weekend. So what do you think he'll be telling them?
I'd just sort of keep playing the same. They're playing really well on defence. They're covering each other. As you see, someone will get a sort of a cut to the basket and get in the way and help each other. So that's been good. And just probably they're finishing around the rim at the moment. Yep. They're getting some nice open looks, just trying to make those shots. I think, if they come out and hit a couple early threes, it could really blow out. I think, but they're playing. Their defense is what's got them in front at the moment.
Just a little bit of polish around the rim, I would think, as well, and making those second chance points count. And like I said, they're getting out on the break and they're playing the way they want to play, and that's how the Hornets are going to be playing all season. Is just running, getting out, and get those fast break points. So they got to get the game on their terms to start capitalising all that momentum that they've had.
Yeah, absolutely. We're 2 minutes to go. We're back on the court. Hornets boys are going in for a bit of advice. I tell you what, I reckon back in the day, old Scotty Bembo would throw his weight around in the key, I reckon, wouldn't he?
I don't know about that, actually. He might have, but no, it's fantastic to see him stepping up and filling in that role left by Timmy Pickett. First year coaching the senior boys, I'm pretty sure. Many years as an assistant, but definitely deserved his chance this season.
Yep.
He's definitely got the boys running well, and a minute to go before we get started in the second half. And our camera girl better hurry up and get back up here, because we're going to need her to move that camera around.
Where is she?
She'll be coming.
Yeah, and did you see the fight?
Oh,
I tagged you in it.
oh, did you?
It's there was a big fight after it as well. And then watch this.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Wow, and speak of Timmy Pickett, who's of course in the house here, just showed us a big clash. The Phoenix and Melbourne United with Mitch Creek, the poster, and they weren't happy with that one after the fact. But hopefully we don't see that happen here, Gracie.
No, because I reckon the bench might clear out. We could see a few technicals flying.
So we get underway in the second half. Camera Girl has made it back into position. Good job down there, Bella. The Hornets turn over that first possession, and Baker's come back the other way. They're going to want to get out and get running as well, Gracie, I think, just to try and put some pressure on the Hornets, put that scoreboard pressure on.
Yeah, I think they need to cut into that lead early because they're only going to get a little bit more tired as the game goes on, and obviously the Hornets have got some fresh guys on the bench still. Oh, a couple of really bad turnovers to start the half here from the Hornets.
That's it, especially those passes into the paint, just very careless, and Gambier coming back the other way, and Hobbsy's got one back here.
This is where they need to make the most of it. 3-on-2. Yeah,
nice
well
work
done
there.
by Hobbsy and Max and Mitch.
Great work by the boys. Looks like they've moved into a press to start the second half. Put some pressure on the ball. There's that three-point shot again. Toby DeWitt. Tell you what, full credit to them. They're not afraid to shoot the three ball, Gracie.
No. I think in this instance you got to sort of you got to do it, don't you? Save a bit of the legs.
Pull it if you're open. That's right. Bond's looking to set up that corner three. Bubble's going to go to work in the paint. Turnaround jumper, and Hobbsy almost pulls in the offensive rebound and turnover there. A couple of wasted possessions, Gracie, so far.
Yeah, they've been a little sloppy. Nice finish by number 13. That was Zach Nolte.
Tell you what, Gracie, they're making a bit of a run on here, Mount Gambier. The next few minutes are going to be crucial for both teams. So Max Bryan pulls the trigger on a three-point ball and cleaned up by Mount Gambier.
Tell you what, you don't see the Bryan boys miss too many threes, Fitzy.
Definitely don't. And here they are. Here's the three-point shot. This is the one. Very flat jump shot there. Zach Nolte, and wants to come back the other way. Running that break. 4-on-2. Matty Love with a beautiful finish. He made sure of that one. Beautiful finish there. And that's what the boys got to look to do. Get out on the run. Switch into their man defense here to get out to those three-point shots.
Sort of see the Lakers are starting to get a little tired on offense.
Yeah, that's a beautiful move.
That was a very nice move, though.
Back to basket. Brad Jackman, he's really sparked them a little bit there, Gracie. He's setting those high screens and rolling to the bucket hard.
He's definitely
that's a bad turnover by Jake Hobbs. And problem with the Hornets boys, Gracie, is they start to drop their heads a little bit here. They've got to get a bit of control out there. Captain Mitch Martin's trying to get them fired up a little bit out there as well, but
yeah, definitely need Mitch's voice up and about.
Absolutely. I said the switch into that man, so the paint is a little bit open, and that's a beautiful finish by Ollie Thompson. Don't let him in the paint.
Especially to finish over the top of two defenders there.
That's it, and they've chipped the lead back to just 6 points. Getting stuck in the corner there, the Hornets, and that's some clever defense by Toby DeWitt. Force a turnover. Gambier is going to get the ball back and going to make a sub. Emerson Forbes comes into the game for Nelson Forbes. Tell you what, a score here, Gracie, and the Hornets might be getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it's back to 6 points, and especially if if they drain another three, he's very interesting.
So they're attacking that paint. They're really taking up to the Hornets boys, and good offensive rebound there. As we said, Brad Jackman's really been working hard on those screens, and Draws a foul on Cody Bryan. As we said before, it's a very key moment in the game.
Call it the premiership quarter, don't they? Or the championship
they do.
quarter?
That's right. Pass up the corner 3. That's a beautiful move there. Zach Nolte getting to the hoop. Again, moving into that man defense. Leaves the paint a bit vulnerable there. Looking for the help.
Level 3.
Oh, and he was knocking those down last night in Warrnambool. Just off the mark there, but I'll tell you what, another good possession here by the Mount Gambier, and Coach Bembo might be looking for a timeout.
Looks like Harley's going to check back in.
Oh, Max Bryan saves the boards there, and the boys are getting out on the break. So obviously Mount Gambier put a bit of emphasis on getting back on defence there, Gracie, dropping a few safeties back to try and cut that fast break off. Matty Lovell from the short corner. Beautiful little play. That's a smart shot. That's what they're going to have to keep looking for.
Need a good couple of stops here, the Hornets.
Good ball. Both teams have been moving the ball very well. There's a 3-point shot by Toby DeWitt, just off the mark, and the Hornets boys fumble the rebound, but they're going to keep possession. As you mentioned, Harley Pope's going to check in for Jacobs, get a bit extra speed out there, look to run the floor.
Go back to that smaller lineup, which worked well for them in the, especially the end of that first quarter, start of the second.
It's a bit of the trend these days, isn't it? Running that small ball lineup. Good ball movement there. As I said before, both teams. Matty Love with that trademark little turnaround jump shot in the paint.
Just didn't get the lucky bounce.
That's right.
And Mitch causing all sorts of trouble here for the Mount Gambier Lakers.
They're going hard back the other way. And
well done by Mitch.
turnover in the paint there. Mount Gambier retains the ball. We've got a timeout by the Lakers. And I'll tell you what, Gracie, they're really hanging in there, and they're actually starting to play some good possessions.
They are. They're really putting the pressure on the Hornets. Hornets are just haven't come out of the box quite yet in the second half.
That's it. And Coach Bembo will look to talk things over there. It's just probably going to be a matter of settling it down, playing some control basketball, getting on the run if they can, but otherwise try and control that ball a little bit.
Yeah. Look after the basketball. No silly turnovers.
Exactly right. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got to give another shout out to the Change Our Game for allowing us to do these live streams, Gracie. We did mention it while we were streaming the grand finals of our domestic competition, but of course helped us with our streaming gear and bringing the game live around the world. So a big shout out to Change Our Game. Yeah,
it's fantastic that there's those opportunities out there, Fitzy, to promote the game of basketball. So, it's good for all those people that don't live in Horsham anymore that can still watch the Hornets and have a bit of a tie back to basketball.
That's very true. And of course, as mentioned earlier, we will have Beck McIntyre, as she usually does, will probably join us in the commentary booth at some stage. We'll get a lot of the girls coming through and some of the guys at different times during the season. But it's just great to be back and great to be able to bring the game around the world. That's a beautiful play there by the Mount Gambier Lakers, and they cut that margin down to 4 and putting the pressure right back on the Hornets here. So Mount Gambier sticking with that zone, Gracie, and it's definitely suffocated the Hornets' penetration there, and three's off the mark, and Harley Pope cleans up the boards and draws a foul. He'll go to the line for 2, and again, as we mentioned in that first quarter, definitely a confidence player. Harley, get him up and about.
Yeah, if he's up and about, hitting his shots, and that offensive rebound will definitely be doing the world of good.
So misses that first one there, but he's a bit nervy out there. There's a big crowd in.
Very big crowd. It's nice. Good to see on our first home game. Hopefully even bigger next week.
That's it. And Hornets retain possession. And Matty Lovell puts it in for 2. And Gives them that 6-point buffer. We've got to give a few more shout-outs to sponsors, Gracie, of course. Think Web, jumping on the Hornets naming right sponsors, anything web design or online marketing. We've got MCAL there back sponsoring the women's program. MG Field Hornets Nest have jumped on board. And Samios Plumbing, we're a brand new transport partner, so helping us
We definitely we'll be looking the goods with our big Samios bus heading on to any stadium in the southwest.
Right. Of course, our new travel partner helping us cover the costs for transportation, and they might have to help us out with some border passes for next weekend on the way to Mount Gambier. But
no, we really do appreciate sponsors. They make these things happen, Fitzy. So you can't do it without them.
And all of our player sponsors as well. It all counts. And that's a beautiful defensive play by Harley Pope. He's come on to life in his own way.
He has. He's just sort of popped off the bench and livened right up.
Playing some solid minutes, and the Mount Gambier's looking to run that box set again, possibly run the same play for a corner 3. Big man in the paint. That's a beautiful move, and draws a foul on Jake Hobbs. He'll go to the line for 2. Crucial free throws coming up here, Gracie, as we saw the Hornets have missed a few just in this quarter. Got to capitalise on those easier shots.
Yeah, it's an important part of the game, free throws. Seems to be a dying skill, though, for a lot of players.
It's the first one there, and tell you what, it's also good to see our squad guys and girls getting around to help out with the court sweeping and whatnot, and plenty of volunteers down here helping
Thanks to the parents in the canteen as well.
Yes, that's right. Those hot dogs were pretty good, and
they were.
Beautiful move by Cody Bryan. There's Hobbsy in his natural element in the paint. Can't force a foul, and that's some tough defense by Mount Gambier. And again, the Hornets failed to capitalise on that possession, but
very crucial 3 minutes here for both teams. This could decide the game, I reckon, just about.
A good call, and there's one's off the mark by the Lakers. And here comes Captain Mitch Martin looking to start something up. And they're settling for that outside shot, and that's a 2-pointer by Max Bryan. And they're just not moving that zone enough, but if they can hit those shots from outside, it might work in their favour for the Hornets.
Yeah, I think Mount Gambier is starting to just tire a little bit.
Yeah, fatigue definitely plays a factor in, and there's a nice move and pass out to
very nice shot.
Emerson Forbes from the corner. That's a hard one. The Hornets.
That was a 2-pointer.
Keep that lead. It was a 2-pointer there. Foot on the line. Tell it again, as we said earlier, the Hornets did play that game in Warrnambool last night, so a bit of fatigue for both ends.
Oh,
that's
great
a beautiful
move by
pass,
Max.
and just missing that layup is Max Bryan.
Those moments that, you know, those easy. Well, it probably wasn't an easy layup, but got to make the most of those chances.
And there's that open paint, and that's a beautiful move by Toby DeWitt over the top of Cody Bryan.
Back to 3 points. They've clawed back nicely here, Mount Gambier.
Obviously looks to go. It's a tough move there. Ball's been stripped away there by Ollie Thompson. They're going back the other way and not showing too many signs of fatigue there. And it looks like Coach Bembo might want to talk it over. No, they've got the court sweepers coming out on the floor, but they've clawed back in to be down by just the 1 point. Mount Gambier, and there are some tired bodies out there, Gracie.
Very much so. You can see both teams are sort of lagging. Mount Gambier boys more so on their hands on knees at the moment.
As you said before, it was a very crucial 3 minutes, and even more crucial 1 minute, I think, here coming up for the Hornets. Scoring has dried up quite a bit in this quarter, but
they've only scored 10 points this quarter, the Hornets.
Let's get a little breather in there with the court sweepers out on the floor, and still plenty of time here for the Hornets to get that lead back out a little bit. Ball moving again, a high over the play, and Cody Bryan takes it in, gets it stripped. Harley Pope cleans up the mess.
Nice rebound
as does
by
Hobbsy. And he's hit one in the paint at a crucial moment there.
They need a good stop here, the Hornets. It's been a bit of their issue here in the third quarter. Haven't been able to get
and that's
those stops like that.
Beautiful move, Toby DeWitt. He's really leading from the front there. And points in the paint's been the killer for the Hornets in this quarter, Gracie.
Well done by Cody.
Nice cut there, Cody Bryant. Mitch Martin finds him. Again, they're keeping the Lakers at bay here, but if you're the Lakers coach, Grace, you'd be pretty happy with what you've seen.
Especially coming out after half-time. They've played really well.
Well, there's that pick and roll play again, and Toby DeWitt pulls the trigger. Gee, that would have been a dagger to the Hornets, and Cody Bryant looks to come back the other way, running the break. Going to pull it back, look for a good shot. Harley Pope pulls the three. Max Bryant comes down with the rebound.
Oh,
and he's passed it straight back to Gambier. A little bit of a scrap there in the backcourt, but they'll pull through. 5 seconds left to find a score. Potentially even this one up. Ollie Thompson pulls the three just off the mark, and
on the buzzer, Cody Bryan from the heave from three-quarter court.
They can't shoot from the paint, but will shoot from the other end of the court. And that's going to count, giving the Hornets that 6-point lead. I tell you what, it's funny to say, but they probably needed that.
Well, yeah, and you just said that three dagger would have hurt the Hornets. Well, I think that three dagger just hurt Mount Gambier, because that's one of those ones that you're like, yep, boys, we got back within 3, and then, yeah, just bang.
Wow, it was effortless there from Cody Bryant.
Now, I reckon that might put the discussion that Cody might be the better Bryant, because we've got that on video now. So
yeah, we do.
No doubt that'll be in his mixtape at some stage.
We are making the Bryant highlight tape there throughout the season. But how about the buzzer beaters? We had Mitch Martin hit one at the end of the game last night. It was a three-quarter court shot. He dropped it in. He thought he was fouled, which would have put him to the line to even the game up. But that one by Cody Bryant. And like, it's a funny thing, basketball. Like, there's a bit of momentum there just going into the last quarter. Get yourself up by 6, get to reassess things and come out and look to fight out the last one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Gambier would be, feeling like they were a bit hard done by there at the end. And, they fought right back, got back to within 1 point at one stage. And, yeah, the Lakers, as you said, Fitzy, just keeping them quietly at bay.
See, but don't rule them out just yet. But I think Coach Bambo's got a few tactics he'll pull from in this last quarter. But, as we've sort of said throughout the broadcast, I mean, you got to give it to these Lakers boys, given all the afternoon that they've had.
Yeah.
It's only be down by 6 at the last change. And arguably have the momentum in the game too, Gracie. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah.
Of course, Harley Pope, he's off to work, so we've lost him for the last quarter, but he came in and had an impact right away, and I'd say the 5 on the court right now might see out most of this quarter. Yeah,
I'd say so. I'd say that's what Scott's talking to him about now, and they'll call a couple of timeouts. And
so we're about to get underway for the last quarter. 10 minutes to play. Gracie, what's your feeling here? Do you think the Hornets can hold on, or have Mount Gambier got a bit left in the tank?
I think Mount Gambier will give a bit early, but I think we might find they might just tire a little bit, but
not so far. There's a great way to start the quarter off by the Hornets, forcing the turnover, and
that's what got us in front early. That good defense and not letting him penetrate. But in that third quarter, we just slacked off a little bit.
Yeah, looking to get a corner 3 early. Get Mitch Martin into the game a little bit. It's a great ball movement by the Hornets. A great cut by Mitch, and couldn't draw a foul on that occasion. It's a great defense there by Hobbs. He's standing in the way. Max Bryant looking to go all the way, and that's just off the mark. No call on that one either. And I'll tell you what, Mount Gambier, they're still running this one out. There's man free in the corner. The extra pass there. Nelson Forbes pulled the trigger on that 3-pointer, and that would have been a big shot for Mount Gambier's Hornets. Look to push the other way yet again. There's a crowd starter, but there's an over-the-back foul on Jake Hobbs. That's an unlucky call, but that would have got the crowd up and about, Gracie, if Mitch hits that 3. Again, a bit of a nervy start here in the last quarter by the Hornets. Just a little bit of fatigue, I think, starts to settle into this stage. They look a little bit tired. Both teams do, to be fair. We set up that pick and roll play yet again, the Lakers, and pull up 3 there by Toby DeWitt once again off the mark. Mitch is ready to run. He's going up strong. Beautiful finish there. Oh, gee, and then bit of a clean-up job and a failed dunk there. One Lakers, boys, but probably a smart foul by Matt Loveland. We'll get a substitution for the Lakers. Emerson Forbes comes back in. Zach Nolte has a seat, but they've subbed pretty quick, the Lakers, guys, having to get them in and out, and they haven't lost too much when they have subbed in either.
No, they're all like for like, apart from their big guy. All can handle the ball, and they can all shoot.
Nice move there. No foul on the play, and Ollie Thompson turns it over. Probably a bit lucky there by the Hornets, but I'll tell you what, another couple of scores in a row, Gracie, and get a bit of momentum in this last quarter.
Absolutely.
Tell you what, we've spoken about the juniors for the Hornets a bit tonight, and see this play at Matt Love with a strong move for two. Of course, big shout outs to, we've got Freddie Forever there, we've got Mitch Amos, and of course Adam Shack, one of our development players as well. It's great to see. Good vibe around the Hornets.
Well
and no
by Mitch.
foul on that play either.
Oh, a big mismatch under the ring.
That's it, and that's a strong move and miss there by Ollie Thompson. A few possessions go begging by the Lakers, and the Hornets are running back the other way, as they have all night, and that's a nice
good clean up by Matty, but he just well done by Mitch. Oh, I thought he would have knocked that down.
I would have shot that. There's a bit of a silly turnover by the Hornets, and Lakers coming back the other way. Pull the trigger on that. Two-pointer by Toby DeWitt, and questions the ref on that call. We've got the video evidence if you need it, but yes, two-pointer. Hornets looking for that corner three again, and Cody Bryant hits it right when we needed it. Get that lead out to 11 points. Build a buffer up.
It's another two. Here we go, breaking again. They're really pushing the Lakers at the moment.
That's it, and 2-point shot by Mitch Munn. Tried to draw the contact. It looks like the Lakers are going to talk it over. Did tell you what, Gracie, the Hornets boys are starting to fire up here. They need to get out and take the advantage of the Lakers guys looking maybe a little bit more fatigued than they are.
That's it. They're really struggling on that fast break, and Mitch has got a nice couple of layups, and Matty with a few follow-ups, so lead out to 13.
That's it. It has been a great afternoon back at the Hornets Nest, and nice to be back for our first game. A little bit of a delay early on, but it's fantastic to see. And of course, we'll be broadcasting all the games live, all the home games live, and like we said earlier, a bit of a mix of commentators through the seats, Gracie.
Yes, yeah, there'll be a mixture of the men and the women, hopefully.
As we get a little update on the scores from Hamilton, is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, I'm just checking out to see how the AE boys went.
Of course, as we mentioned, we've got some Hornets teams playing at the Hamilton tournament this weekend, the under-16 boys sides.
They're currently up by 18, so it looks like they'll be going through to the grand final.
Looks like A boys will make it through the grand final, and we've got another B development side in there, Gracie.
It starts at 3:40, that grand final, so in the next 5 minutes.
That's it, and the Hornets going to bring it back out on the court. Sticking with that same lineup as we said earlier on, looking to just control this one and finish it out. Get the first win on the board too for the Hornets, of course. Had the tough loss over at Colac a few weeks ago, and the 1-point loss last night at Warrnambool. So looking to get on the board for the first win. We've got to get a hand in that shot.
Well done by Hobbsy. Nice fight under the ring.
He goes Mitch Munn. He's going to go all the way. You know that. That's his bread and butter, and almost gets the end one. Tell you what, no one gets to the rim better than Mitch Munn now. He's hard to stop on the break.
He is, very much. But he can also step back and hit that three too.
Yeah, we know he loves that one. It's the first one. Starting to build a little bit of a lead here, Gracie, but definitely Mount Gambier is not out of the game. They've had the momentum at different times. Hits 2 from 2. Crucial free throws there. Gets the lead out to 15 points. And tell you what, a couple of good possessions here by the Hornets could turn this game around and see them get away with the win. The foul on the shooter. I think that one's on Max Bryant. Doesn't look too happy with it, but it's going to send Ollie Thompson to the line for 2. And it's probably a chance, Gracie, to settle the game down a bit and get a breather.
Yes, yeah, it looks like they need it.
Hornets 2 from 2. Good shooting at the end here, and looks like they're moving into a press, the Lakers, and gee, it's almost worked off. The Hornets managed to get through and go back the other way. There's the Hobbs Express, and he's
Mitch.
looking at that 3-point. Here it is, just off the mark there, but Lakers will keep the ball. Tough defensive possession there by them. Moving into that press, it's interesting to see late in the game, but got to use up that last bit of energy, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Might have been something they could have maybe tried at the start of the quarter, perhaps.
Of course, a big shout out to everyone who's joined us on the live stream. We are going through YouTube at the moment, mixing it up a little bit. Thanks everyone who's tuned in from all around the world. Been good to see. Lakers will bring it back the other way. They desperately need a score here to try and stem the flow a bit. Got those corner 3-point shots open, as they have for most of the game, and Lovell almost cleans up. It's Indigo Pope down there.
She's always running around on the sidelines.
Lakers are going to get another chance. They got a 14 on the shot clock. Looking to get it into the big man. That's a nice little move, and solid defense by Hobbsy, but can't do much more about that. And Brad Jackman, he's really worked hard in the paint, Gracie.
He has. He's fought hard all night and done very well.
Hornets going to settle it down, looking for that good shot. 5 left on the shot clock. Mitch Martin, you know where he's going. He's trying to get to the
nice pass there.
Beautiful feed. Cody Bryant finishes it off. And a little bit of control of basketball for the last minute or two. There's that 3-point shot. Great closeout by Mitch Martin. They're putting that shot on. He's getting ready to run. A turnover by the Hornets in the backcourt.
Yeah, Max just didn't quite get his spin move right there.
Baseline move. Another 3-point shot by the Lakers. That one drops. Zach Nolte. They need a few more of those. Cut the lead to 10. Still the double digits. Let's just set up the play early. Well, that was usually his shot there, Gracie, from that yellow line.
Tell you what, they've invited Cody to shoot it a couple of times, but he's been a bit hesitant.
Yeah, that's somehow not a foul there on Mitch Martin. And Gambier's coming back fast the other way. Beautiful feed there. Missed layup, and they'll juggle the rebound around and maintain possession.
Oh, almost a steal there by Cody, and they're letting the big man run.
Oh, he's just missed the layup. Ran a bit of a steam there, and Cody Bryant coming back fast the other way. He doesn't miss those. It's a hard move to get to the rim. Zach Nolte as well. They're not going away here, Gracie. 10 points again. That seems to have been the buffer for most of the game.
Just sort of dropped a little bit on defense here, the Hornets. Just
nice feed there. Hobbsy looking to go all the way, and Hornets will maintain possession. It's been a tough game under the rim, hasn't it?
It has. Definitely for the Hornets. They've had some opportunities there.
Also move in. Here's Hobbsy. He wants to go to work. Nice
no
feed.
stopping Cody there.
He's been the difference in this last quarter, I feel. Just getting up to the rim. Doesn't miss many of those layups. He almost can dunk it. I'm not sure why he doesn't, but
that would definitely make him the better Brian.
Oh. Can he get to the hoop? That's a tough shot.
Nice rebound there by Matt. I'll tell you what, Matty's been... I was about to say, Matty's been really good on the boards, and then he turns it over.
Oh, they can't capitalise. I tell you what, Gambier's had their chances these last few minutes, and Mitch Martin draws a foul. And I'm not going to say anything about that because hitting the tough shots all weekend, but looks like Scotty's going to talk it over and try and calm the game down a bit to finish it off here. But tell you what, the Hornets guys have really had to dig deep in this last quarter, Gracie, to pull away hopefully their first win of the season here.
Yeah, they've really fought hard, and Maddie's really stepped up in the absence of Wadey and obviously Brownie, so who will be out for about 3 weeks, I think Scotty was saying. So he won't be here for the doubleheader. Or, I mean, he'll be here probably, but he won't be suiting up next weekend, unfortunately. But hopefully Wadey will be back. And he's a very experienced player, you'd say, Fitzy, and just knows where to be on the court, and definitely another big man that we need.
That's it. And Matt Brown, probably the athletic big man that would have helped out today just to get those points in the paint and run a few plays from. But he's out for, was it 3 weeks with sprained ankle? Yeah. It was a nasty one last night in the game, and he's on the crutches today. But, hopefully getting back in a few weeks' time. But we'll miss that big clash next Saturday night, the 18th. Don't miss out on that one. The men and the women taking on Terrain. We've got a bunch happening that night. A couple of surprises up our sleeve too, Gracie. We do. Got a few things going on down at the MG Field Hornets Nest, so don't miss the ThinkWeb Horsham Hornets men's side and the Amcal Horsham Lady Hornets taking on Terrain next Saturday night. And a couple of subs come in here. I think Ryan Fitz has entered the game for the Hornets. Get a few minutes to finish it off here.
Yeah, just going for that smaller, quicker lineup again, which is it actually seems to have worked very well. I was fighting under the rim there.
Nice one. There's Ryan Fitz to take it and get in. We want to see Ryan get on the scoreboard. And the Hornets flow offense looking pretty good there, Gracie. Led to a score straight away and pulled the trigger from the car park. Yeah. Ollie Thompson, he hasn't been afraid to shoot it all day. And here's Mitch Martin, and that's a beautiful feed. And Matty Lovell, lovely finish at the rim.
Offense.
Man, Gambier's still hanging in there, and that's a great steal. And the Hornets boys are still running, Gracie. That's what we like to see. That's how we like to play. Nice ball moving under there. We'll try and find a shot. You go, shoot it. Max Bryan with almost the isolation play out there and tries to be maybe a little bit too clever with the pass. Hornets will retain the ball, though. 2 minutes to go, up by 14. Stranger things have happened in basketball, Gracie, but let's hope we can hang on here.
Gambier might need a Tracy McGrady-like moment. And
lovely stack play there off the inbounds, and Cody Bryan gets the hoop and harm. 2 counts and goes one. And Scotty, Coach Bembo's getting a little bit of feedback from the girls over in the box there.
Yes, I believe one of them's his daughter.
Yeah, she's sitting over in the corner
causing all sorts of issues.
That's it. The Bembo crew's in. The other son's up the other end there.
Yeah.
I would, not that we want to put the commentator's curse on a Gracie, but making this one almost enough to put Mount Gambier away, and they will keep possession here. But you can definitely see that the fatigue settled in with those 3-point shots. They've had a couple of wasted possessions here. We'll see if the Hornets can close the game out.
Nice defense there by Cody.
That's it. And
they're on this far. Oh,
they're on the break. That's a tipped pass there by Mount Gambier. Come back the other way. Nice little floater there. Emerson.
Matt's played some very nice defense in this game.
Mitch is all the way and draws the foul. He's been looking for that call all game, and he'll go to the line for 2. Knocks down that first one. Two from 2, and Hornets going to look to close this game out as another missed 3-pointer there. Toby DeWitt off the mark, and here they go again, running the break. Oh, they keep possession just, and here's Ryan Fitzner. That's his bread and butter. Oh, off the mark again, unfortunately. Tough defense there by Ryan Fitzer, but Nelson Forbes gets the score to count. We're going to have a sub
see
here.
Mitch Amos come on.
Here come the boys, and the crowd fires up. Mitch Amos, Adam Shack, Freddie Frew, all checking in for the Hornets. It's fantastic to see. And as you would have heard on the broadcast there, the home crowd loving seeing the junior boys come in for a run.
Hey, they got 6 on the
I think the
court.
Hornets got 6 on the court at this point, but they'll work it out.
I think Matty Lovell, he was counting over there, but he, I don't know if his maths is too good.
Clearly didn't want to get subbed off, but a very proud moment. Obviously, the Frew families in the Amos family and the Shack family. Seeing all the boys out there. And here's a shot for Adam straight off the bat.
Ryan fighting under the ring there.
As always, and man, Gambier will get back possession. But great to see that from Adam. Of course, he was our cameraman over in Colac too, Gracie. He gets amongst it. Great to see some tough defense there by Mitch Amos. Looking for that three-point shot. And that's a beautiful touch there by Ollie Thompson. Possibly too little, too late, but Freddie Frew bringing the ball back the other way. Yeah, these Hornets boys, they're going to be looking for a score. Nice cut there by Mitch, and there's Cody Bryan, as he's done for most of the day. Gets back his own boards. And there's Mitch Amos. Not quite getting on the scoreboard, but good look otherwise. Oh, some nice D there by Adam Shack. Fantastic defense, and the Hornets coming back the other way. And Freddie Frew pulls the trigger. He's usually automatic on those ones, but fortunately comes up short that time. As the clock ticks down here, Gracie, it's been a fantastic performance by the Hornets. They were challenged early and challenged throughout the game, but managed to hang on. And of course, Cody Bryan, Mitch Martin, big parts in that, and Max Bryan played a lot of minutes as well. And as the clock ticks down on the Hornets' first win of the 2021-22 CBL season.
Nice
what a
finish.
Performance.
Very nice finish to that game. And obviously the young boys get a minute at the end there. But, yeah, they were, as you said, Fitzy, they were challenged early that first quarter. And they just, tightened up their defence and got on the transition offence. And, yeah, they were unstoppable.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. And thank you very much for joining me, of course, John Fitzgerald here, joined by Matt Grace and Georgia Hiscock there for the second quarter as well. She was fantastic. And the Think Web Horsham Hornets come away with their first win of the season. But stay tuned. We'll be back again soon. Every home game will be streaming live from the MG Field Hornets Nest. Of course, we keep saying next Saturday night, do not miss out. The Amcal Lady Hornets are also taking on Turang. But until then, we'll be back. Thank you for joining me again, Gracie, and take care in the meantime.
No worries.